What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the singles off the compilation album by reggaeton producers Luny. Basically this product is called Moss Flow 2 and it came out in the winter of 2005. Now because I don't speak fluently Espanol within these pitches, I'm only going to review the singles off this album, but definitely within the pitch this is a vicious type album in terms of the single variety pitches like that. Now apparently this was a pretty red hot type popular album within the pitch, like the sales behind it. Definitely be able to say it was certified gold by the RIAA pitches. This particular album was certified gold by the RIAA pitches like that. I'd say this is the most successful compilation in the genre of the reggaeton and Latin, the reggaeton genre pitches like that. So within the ordeals, this is up there with like Daddy Yankee's. This is up there with Daddy Yankee's Barrio Fino and Barrio Fino and Directo, some of those type ones within pitches like that. A couple of like Don Omar's type albums, some of those type fares. Definitely within the pitch of the viciousness. So yeah, this is a capital type one, really around the Latin rap kind of explosion that happened between like 2003 and 2000, the early mid 2000s, about the mid late 2000s pitches like that with some of those type folks. Don Omar, Daddy Yankee, Tego Calderon, folks like that within the particular type aspects behind a bunch of these type folks. Baby Ranks, he's on most of the songs off this particular project. Good, this is a compilation with Luny, the producers, and Baby Ranks pitches like that. Some of those type ordeals within the aspect. Ivy Queen is on here, excellent type fair. Y Sonny Yundell, some of those type folks. So it definitely came out around a pretty choice time. Now Daddy Yankee was crushing pretty large off the Barrio Fino album within those type fares. Daddy Yankee was crushing pretty well off the Barrio Fino album from the summer of 2004, pitches like that. It's kind of the ordeals as far as saying Looney Tunes were the hit producers behind songs like Gasolina and some of those type ones. I think they produced a fair portion of Barrio Fino back in those days. So they were basically pretty much, I don't know, it's full bound, but I'd probably say more or less within the variety of being like the Dr. Dre to Daddy Yankee, Snoop Dogg, something like that. Some of those type of ordeals and folks like that. When you think of like Johnny J to Tupac, some of those type ones within pitches like that. Some of those particular type folks. Other type folks like that within those ordeals, but definitely a pretty central type producer for a lot of the reggaeton type genre within the pitches. They definitely caught attention. That, like I said, this is the most successful compilation in like the genre, so this definitely was a big deal around this time. Did sell quite a bit of copies, pitches like that. So in retrospect, definitely wanted to get to like the commotion about this particular album and see the fare behind it. Now there are some ones on here. The four singles do have some explosive typeness in the aspect. I'm not sure the most popular in terms of like the fares. I guess just to look it up, I mean, it seems like this album really more or less is not on Spotify, so it's kind of the pitch as far as saying I think the original Moss Flow is on there, but surprisingly, despite the fact that this is as popular as it is, it's not. Rakata has 17,000 plays. Daddy Yankee's Mirame has 15,000 plays on YouTube. Mayor KO has 15,000, which is another single. Teje Querido, Teje Llorado has 9,100, which is by Ivy Queen. That's another single. And then like Verme has 8,500, so it's within pitch. So yeah, particularly, I mean, this album had more or less singles. Now I want to say that there was a Moss Flow 2.5, so I might get back to this later. I do kind of feel like I probably should have reviewed the Mira May single by Daddy Yankee. Maybe not so much single, but it was kind of like a buzz song. It was a big deal considering Daddy Yankee's popularity, so I'll probably review that considering that on Moss Flow 2.5 there's only one single off that one, so I figure I'll probably just review it with that. But just say I recommend all four of the singles that are singles off this product, and I say it gets an easy 10 out of 10. I'm not sure the rest of the quality of this album within the viciousness, but I think pretty much having songs like Rakata and like Teje Querido, some of those ones I'd probably say this is probably a pretty packed to gills type product within the tones behind it. Definitely has that typical type fury of songs like Gasolina and some of the side ones within those pitches. So Rakata, which in English kind of means banging pitches like that, it's kind of the ordeal as far as saying Rakata is kind of the noise that like furniture kind of makes when folks are banging pitches like that within the ordeal as far as those aspects doing. Kind of like the extracurricular type noise when you think of songs like Some Cut by Trillville, some of those type pitches when you think of like rocking chair type squeaking pitches like that. But it's kind of the ordeal as far as saying within that. So Rakata's a nice one. This is by Y Sonny Yundell. It's like a nice bar hop kind of dance craze kind of get here within the pitch behind it. Get rowdy and hella twerk type song within the aspects of it here. Rave kind of drinks up pitches like that. Just good crunk type song within the aspect as far as as far as those tones kind of happen. So it's excellent within the pitch as far as saying. The lyric I liked on this particular song within these pitches is the tone of this particular starlet in the song saying that she has 20 enemies and 2 friends. So it's kind of within the pitch as far as saying particular kind of dynamic diva as far as what's going to happen, definitely within the aspect of like a real killer kind of piece of work within those ordeals. So definitely within the pitch as far as getting towards that, but excellent type flair within the pitch as far as that kind of goes. Very similar to like typical kind of Looney Tunes type productions within the aspect of it as far as those fairs going to go. Definitely like Daddy Yankee from 2004 and pitches like that. Now, I want to say Looney Tunes fucked with Daddy Yankee up to a certain extent, but I don't know if they produced for like his 2007 album. I reviewed that. I reviewed the singles from that way back in like 2022. It seemed like he kind of separated from them a little bit, but it's kind of the fair, at least up to 2005 or 2006, something like that. He did do songs with them within those pitches, but some good type of ordeals. Ricotta is a nice one. Mayor KO is a nice one as well. This means older than me in English, so it's a good type fair for this. Like a Glarian and Spice kind of dying evening kind of prim. It's like a Glare and Spice kind of dine evening, kind of get within the aspects. It's a primer kind of step out and gliss as far as those fairs what kind of happens. So just to miss the pitch of this older type starlets in the pitch as far as say within the aspect of primer, not so much on your best behavior within that conduct, but just kind of more within the elegance and not being kind of more. It's not to say not being rambunctious and getting tore up to where it would be healthier and cleaner within those aspects, but just kind of the tone as far as just being more fit to like the cause and just more TTG within the aspects as far as trying to go with the aspect of just kind of having right moves and just just a little bit. It's better composition about being more laced with like being more straight laced with game tightness within the aspects as far as this fair's gonna happen just within pitch within those fairs. So I look within the tone as far as getting towards that. Definitely kind of get some grub within the aspect as far as the extra type fair, just kind of just within the aspect of date type evenings within pitch as far as extra type fair. Not so much full bound the dance carnage of Ricotta and Teje Corrido, some of those type ones, but definitely within the pitch as far as saying within the product as far as getting towards that extra type fair, just kind of the extra type night of just like the extracurricular type fun about it, but also having like some further type moments for the date night as far as this pitch can happen. But yeah, particular lyric I like about this song, Mayor KO within these pitches is this kiss that you eat with cheese. It's just a fine whining type song within the pitch as far as saying was just the product of like the romance about that particular fair within the aspects, so a good type tone for that. But yeah, that's one of the lyrics about that particular song, so good type fair. But Teje Querido, and oh yeah, there's a bunch of lyricists on Mayor KO. Basically, Baby Ranks is on here, Wysonny Yundell, Daddy Yankee, Tony Tun Tun, or Toon Toon, something like that, and Hector El Father is on here. So just pretty mass amount of folks on this particular song, kind of the good type pitch. I don't know the full bound degree, but this song was popular enough within the particular fairs. Did have 15,000 hits on YouTube, so it's good type aspects there. And then Teje Querido, Teje Llorado is a nice one as well. This is by Ivy Queen. In English, this means I have loved you, I have cried for you. So pitches like that within those ordeals. It's like a glared and bloodshot kind of dance and get into ship shape, I'd say, within the aspects of it. And songs like a glared and bloodshot kind of dance and get into ship shape type song within the pitch behind it. Have a few rounds, I would definitely say here, just some weekday relief. So it's kind of fair as far as saying. Definitely kind of a smoky and bruised type song within the aspect. Ivy Queen not doing too terrific within the aspects within the tone behind it, but definitely just some weekday type relief to kind of get. Seems like possibly a song that you could listen to even Wednesday, Thursday, something like that within the ordeals. So maybe there would be some more work type fashions within the tone, but still heading out for like a dance night in between. Doesn't feel as much like considering the lyrics of the song, it feels less of like something of waiting until Friday or Saturday, even within the pitch, as far as getting towards the product, getting tore up within the aspect of just kind of the tone as far as like just in need of a pick-me-up, whether it's a drink or a man or the pitch behind what particularly happens with the song as far as those person happen. But just excellent within the pitch and getting towards the tore-up typeness, so excellent type product. But definitely to say bloodshot within the pitch as far as saying that it is kind of down in the dumps within those aspects as far as those fairs going to happen just within the product. It just not... It's kind of bad hair day pitches like that as far as those fairs going to happen, or even bad hair week within some side tones, I'd have to say. The lyric I liked on this particular song would be, I am not made of iron, I am a woman. So it's an interesting type pitch. I would think within the fashions, that's a pretty good line to probably make fun of particular bells who would say that within those particular tones as far as saying you're not made of iron. Just probably coming up with something you could say like, yeah. You could say like that's probably a good thing that you're not made of iron, some of those pitch. But you look within the format as far as saying just within the tone, as far as just looking after this kind of aspect, as far as saying, as far as getting towards some excitement and just a midweek type flair within the pitch, as far as getting crunk within the aspect. So just good type embrace for like the product. Now I would say more or less probably the closest thing to a makeshift type song off this album would be would be Verme as far as those pairs gonna happen. This is the closest one. Now there's not really a song like Despacito or something like that. I realize that was a song that popped up in like the late 2010s, but in terms of the pitch, it's like something. There's folks that particularly, I know that there were songs like this within a relative type aspect. Can't think is full bound. I think I've reviewed them in the past that were from like 2006 or so. It might have even been Don Omar pitches like that kind of does more of these sunny kind of just out in the traffic type songs, but just the excellent type pitch. I mean, I would definitely say Te Hey Querido, Te Hey Llorado is a real nice one. Definitely a great excuse to get tore up on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Some of those type pitches are just relief from that. And it's the same thing with Ricotta. That's a real nice one within the aspects like some dance craze. Mayor KO is a nice one for like the tones like restaurant type spice pitches like that. So it's just some good type tones. But Verme, which means see me in English, is like a poppy kind of MySpace and shiny but kind of mishap gliss kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just day shift dates in English, I'd say within the aspects of it. Just kind of fizzy kind of treats and tokes. Some of those type fairs just smoke with a bell near it. Now some treats or snack cakes, some of those type pitches, but also toke type fare within the aspect, just like the day shift. Kind of a full plate as far as those pairs going to happen. Just caught up within like these typical kind of mishaps, caught up with the goings on as far as those pairs going to happen. Now the particular lyrics about this song kind of depict like the concept. The particular lyrics about this song have more like the concept of dismissing a person and kind of being like you're going to be sorry, chunking up the deuce type format more within the pitch of this, like not as much in kind of more in hindsight as far as those pairs going to happen, dismiss the pitch or like a more bittersweet type tone within the aspects as far as getting towards it. But I look within the pitch as far as saying, I mean, the fizziness like the production fare kind of indicates the concept as if really it's as much trying to like chunk up the deuce as far as saying just having kind of more straightening kind of within the aspects as far as just saying, as far as the pitch is saying like Arby's is right down the street, let's go purchase like a DVD and go fuck around and smoke like this blueberry swish or some of those type pitches. It was kind of within the tone as far as saying, but just the mishap like that typical kind of heartache, you know. This kind of feels like the Latin type version like a song like the song by Aya, some of those type ones, Shoddy is a melody in my head, some of those type pitches, just that kind of particular kind of disc, the typical kind of puppy love type, hands full type baker within the aspects, but it's just good type product like that summer and springtime type shine within those pitches as far as those pitches going to happen. That's good type here. So I look after here just the product. I didn't have any particular lyrics. This is basically just a typical kind of song within the pitch as far as just saying, hey, you're going to regret this, some of these type fairs, you're going to remember me, some of these type pitches within the fair. So it's just kind of product. It's not the song. It's not that the song wasn't good. They're just as full bound within the pitch of what particular lyrics stood out. It's just kind of fair. It's just typical kind of pop grab. Because this album gets a 10 out of 10 in terms of singles just in these pitches. So I will review the 2.5, the Moss Flow 2.5 down the road with at least 2 songs within those pitches, despite the fact there's only 1 single. But I'm going to review that Daddy Yankee Buzz song to see what he was up to a few months after Barrio Fino as far as those pitch happens. So I look within the pitch as far as saying here. So yeah, dope project within these tones, has the dance type moments, has the step out type fare for the most part. In a lot of senses, this feels more like weekday type music, more so than full bound kind of Friday ferocious as far as this pitch can happen. I think at least Ricotta has that aspect, like that typical type thunder you get from like songs like Gasolina, some of those type pitches, but a lot of these like Te Hey Querido, Mayor KO, and Verme kind of feel like more like weekday kind of Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, so those type pitches within the fair as far as those pitch happen. So it's excellent type fair to be able to get that. So just getting you through the week within those tones as far as like some social spice pitches like that. So it has some good type ordeals. Definitely pretty good conduit type product. Definitely shows off Looney Tunes excellent type right. Definitely shows off Looney Tunes to an excellent type light, and it definitely has like some products of like being one of the highest selling reggaeton type albums within those pitches.